Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are flying the Spitfire Mk.IX and I want to talk a little bit about why energy is so important in what we do. So for people that are new to realistic battles, what you've probably noticed is that a lot of people climb and climb and climb at the start of the battle, whereas in arcade, typically people are just trying to run in, do as much as possible, as quickly as possible. So, what is energy? Energy is a combination of your speed and your altitude. So the phrase is, speed is life, altitude is insurance. The reason why we say that is the faster you're going, the safer you are, and the more altitude you have, the higher your ability to convert that altitude into speed. Right? So diving down speeds you up, climbing slows you down. So if you have altitude, it's essentially like having money in the bank where you can say, oh, okay, I need to dive away, now I can get some speed up, or I need to dive in, I can get some speed up and start chasing people down. So the Spitfire, it turns pretty well, it climbs pretty well. You can see I'm up here at about 5,000 meters, and we're diving in on an A6M3. The reason why having an altitude advantage, or an energy advantage, sorry, is really important is because if you are fighting something that is more maneuverable than you, and that aircraft has an energy advantage, then you are in a world of hurt. So as you can see here, I'm fighting against the A6M3. It turns better than me, but I have an energy advantage, and so I'm able to stay out of his guns and then dive back in and get shots on. Go, there's a hit. He rolls away. I then turn back in to recommit. He comes across my guns again. Fire. I'm not entirely sure how that didn't hit. And he flew straight through the guns. I'm going to convert back to altitude. Again, this is about energy state. And if he tried to pitch up for me here, he wouldn't be able to because I have so much more energy. And you can see he now is turning over and trying to get shots on a teammate, leading to a relatively straightforward kill. So the reason I was able to do that is because I came in with the energy advantage. You saw after the initial head-on, I climbed up. He was able to pitch up, but he was too far away and didn't have the speed because he'd been climbing up to me to actually get guns on, which meant I was able to get on his tail, and then from that point, the fight was essentially over. Now that I have all that energy, I can start going after people on the deck. So I saw this P-63 needed assistance, came in, got some shots, knocked off half of his wing, and then climbed back up again. I was able to do that and get there quickly because I had an altitude advantage. At this point I look up and I see an A6M and I get scared because now I don't have the energy advantage and he turns better than me. And you're just going to pepper him with some 7.7s. And in the end, the P-63 comes back to finish that off. So at this point, I see the A6M3 high, and I think I need to get some distance to get myself out of danger, try and reposition, get a good position on the A6M so that I can then re-attack. Right? In the position I'm currently in, if I was to fight that A6M, I would have no advantages. I would not be able to outturn it, I would not be able to outspeed it, because of his altitude advantage. And so my only options are to try and make an outplay. So I'm keeping careful track of his position here. At this point I don't know if he sees me, but he's certainly heading over in my direction. I suspect I'm probably spotted by the nearby AI aircraft. I turn over towards his direction because I see he starts to turn away, but then I see this P1Y, A6M, sorry, it's an A6M2, I should say, comes to my location, and I'm immediately calling for cover, just in case. But I'm going to dive in on this P1Y. Now, P1Y is quite a fast aircraft. Spitfire it's reasonably fast, but not massively so. But because, again, I have the energy advantage, I can convert all that excess energy that I've just built up into speed. So even though I'm about a kilometer behind, you can see I'm rapidly closing. P1Y1 does have a gunner, but it's not the most dangerous of the gunners. It's not quite as bad as something like a G4M or a HAK where it's got this 20 mils. We're going to close the distance, miss my first burst, hit the second burst, and then pull away. No need to be there any longer than you have to, sitting behind a gunner. Don't want to suffer the fate of a unfortunate pilot snipe. So in this time, the A6M2 is dove away, and we can see that he's in the process of dogfighting someone else. So it's time for me to try and maximize my energy gain again. That P63 is now falling to his death, but I'm now going 350 kilometers an hour, and I'm sitting healthily above this A6M, and so now I have some cards in my hand that I can play with. I suspect because of the lighting conditions, he doesn't see me yet. He's suffered some object impermanence, and now we're in a really great position to start fighting. You can see we've got a Mustang, we've got a J22, but the A6M has now seen me and he's turning in. Now, as you can see, I'm just holding my altitude. I'm going about 400, which I can convert then into altitude. As you can see, I'm trying to keep him at about 1 kilometer away so that his shots are unlikely to be harmful. At this point he's stalled over, so I'm going to turn in on him, and the fight is going to begin. And you're about to see one of the really important reasons you should try and come in with an energy advantage. Try and get the shot. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get it. You see he then wings over and is almost able to get guns on me here. So I am forced to go into a evasive maneuver, at which point I can then wing over again. Year 2 has joined the fight for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm able to get across and actually have access to his tail again because I had the energy advantage to kind of bail when it became problematic. Unfortunately, I missed that shot. He loops over again, but you can see by the wingtip vortices that he's going quite slowly. We can just loop up and over. I could have popped landing flaps here, and I do indeed, just to make it a little bit faster to get the guns on. You can see how slow he's going, and we can just pitch over and get the kill. So if I did not have the energy advantage that I had in that fight there, I probably would have died because he would have been able to get, pitch up, get guns on me while I was going extremely slowly. But I was able to build up some distance so that he couldn't get guns on, and as a result, we're able to get the kill. So, all said and done, 4 kills, one of those being the severe damage kill counted. First place in the team, 6,100 research points. So hopefully that helps you understand some of the benefits of having an energy advantage. It's really, really important because, again, if something turns better than you and is above you, you are in a lot of trouble. Even if you're in an aircraft that turns really well, energy advantage is not required, but it's still very, very useful. So with all that said and done, I think I'll see you guys next time.